I'm Janie Fournier, and welcome to VXI Conversations. This is a series of podcast episodes that aims to offer a wealth of information about the BPO or contact center industry. In these episodes, we'll be tackling topics such as career opportunities, job interview tips, the perks and benefits of working as a call center agent, assumptions and misconceptions, and really anything and everything you're wondering about the BPO or contact center industry. I'm so excited to get these conversations started. And this is but the first episode of this series of podcasts. Now, why are we having this? Over the years, we've heard and read a lot of articles, stories, or even sometimes issues about working in the BPO or contact center industry. VXI is very much aware of this. And in order to shed light on these matters, the talent acquisition team of VXI has been conducting talks in universities, and these talks revolve around topics such as career opportunities, interview tips, hacks on how to manage your time, and really all the topics that are related to how they think it can help you when you're working in the BPO industry. But it doesn't end there. Now, in addition to this, the team has also decided to hold a series of talks where we can discuss the BPO facts, the BPO industry in general, the things to consider before you apply, and other relevant topics. And that is why we are here today having this first episode of VXI Conversations. Now, let's jump in and talk about what we're going to talk about in this episode. In this episode, we'll talk about the BPO industry in general. And also, we'll talk about who VXI Philippines is exactly, aside from being the most liked BPO company on Facebook, might I add. So let's start these conversations. I know all our viewers and listeners might be as excited as I am right now. Let's meet our guests for this episode. Hi, MJ. Hi, Rexy.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Rexy.
All right, so nice to have you both. MJ and Rexy, if you don't mind, would you like to introduce yourselves so that our viewers and listeners can know more about you? Let's start off with MJ.
Mhm. Hi, Jamie. So, as a short profile, my name is MJ. I'm actually part of the sourcing team of VXI's talent acquisition. So,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, what we do is to source applicants and to assist them in landing a job that they are applying for.
Okay. And how long have you been working for VXI, MJ?
For VXI, I have been with the company for almost 4 years now.
And I know for the BPO industry, you have been working for far longer than that. How long in total
Mm-hmm.
have you been working in the BPO industry, MJ?
In total, I have been in the BPO industry for more than 9 years now, Jamie.
That's so impressive. And three of which in VXI Philippines. Now, we also have the beautiful Rexy with us. You're in Davao right now, right, Rexy?
Yes, Jamie. Good morning, MJ and Jamie. Yes, my name is Rexy. I'm Rexy Polanco. I'm one of the operations managers from
Mm-hmm.
VXI Davao SM.
All
Good
right. So
morning.
thank you
Fine
so much
winter.
for being with us this afternoon too, Rexy. Can you tell us more about how long you've been in VXI Philippines and also how long you've been working in the contact center industry?
So, in total, I've been in the industry for 12 years and 9 months
Wow.
and 7 days, to be exact.
Wow, you've really counted even the days. That's amazing.
And I've been with VXI for 5 years and couple of 3 months, I guess. That's it.
Wow. So 3 years and 5 years. 3 years for MJ in VXI and 5 years for XC. I can see the smiles on your faces and I can tell how happy you are in this company. No wonder it's the most liked BPO company on Facebook. And we'll talk about VXI Philippines later on. But let's start with the most obvious question. You know, this podcast will be aired for everybody, even those who do not have call center experience, like both of you. So let's start with the BPO industry in general. MJ, can you tell us what BPO stands for?
Sure, Jamie. So the process outsourcing or the BPO industry is one of the fastest growing industries here in the Philippines. So it is one of the
Mm-hmm.
top providers of jobs here in our country. Aside from that, it is one of the Philippines economy's two primary legs, contributing 26 billion in 2019. The
Wow.
industry currently employs 1.3 million people over 1,000 firms here in the country.
You know, I have been a witness to this because prior to hosting events and also doing radio and TV, I was also immersed in the BPO industry, the contact center industry. And like both of you, I worked for about 8 to 9 years in this industry. And I totally
Wow.
believe in it. I think that it has supported the economy of the Philippines in a big way. And also it is the fastest growing. I mean, I remember when I first went for my application for a contact center company here, and not everyone even knew what a customer care agent was or a call center was at that time. And now we have so many out there who are working for this industry, and both of you are part of this amazing industry. So, what an honor to interview you both and talk about your experiences. Now, let's talk about what BPO workers do specifically, because now that we know what the BPO industry stands for, what it is, what does a call center agent do? What does a BPO worker do? Rexy, over to you.
Yep. So, Jamie, BPO workers provide services to local and overseas companies, of course,
Mm-hmm.
supporting travel and um, so as including facilitating travel and insurance coverages, and of course, offering customer support for both technology and telehealth services.
You know, one thing I know for sure is some people assume, I know we're not going to talk about the assumptions yet. This is something we'll explore deeper in future episodes, but some people assume that it's just taking calls and it's easy. But really, it is a complicated job that requires a lot of skill. And it is rewarding as well because as you learn the ropes of the industry, it is for sure that you'll climb the corporate ladder and also really reward yourself in terms of your success as a customer care agent. I mean, look at you, Rexy. You're handling operations in Davao, right? Prior to
Yeah.
handling operations in Davao, you also worked in Manila. Would you care to explain your growth trajectory in the VXI Philippines?
Mhm. So I started working in VXI as a team leader.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when I entered as a team leader, I was very excited to know about what's with VXI and to learn about its core values. 2 months right after handling a couple of teams, I was promoted to the operations managers level, and
Wow.
I was very excited also to handle the role. It's my first time to step up after 7 years of handling my own team. So by that
Yeah.
time, I have embraced the challenge and took all of the challenges. And right now, I still can't believe that I'm in VXI for 5 years and counting. So I was also sent to Manila to
Mm-hmm.
support our Makati site, and that's for 6 months. And
Mm-hmm.
another 6 months in Quezon City, that's in Panorama too. And those
Mm-hmm.
both experiences made me also realize what are the different types of culture and different types of inspiration that our agents um, reasons why they're coming into work. Same as to my team leaders and to all of the people that are surrounding.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Rexy. I just really wanted to drive the point that, wherever you start in the BPO industry, success is so reachable if you work hard and you understand the core values of your company, like what you did, Rexy. Your career path reflects the success you can achieve in operations. Now, MJ here works for talent acquisition. MJ, can you tell us more about how you got to where you are now and what was the journey like?
Okay. So, Jamie, I started right after graduation. I really applied for different companies. And
Mm-hmm.
I was actually not the BPO industry that I was targeting when I graduated back in 2012. So, before, my dream was to really work in a bank, something like that, or in an
Mm-hmm.
airline industry. However, I landed a job as an HR practitioner when I started, and that actually started my career in the BPO industry. So it was actually an eye opener for me.
Mm-hmm.
What really the BPO company does or the BPO industry
Exactly.
does, and yeah, I started as an entry level HR practitioner back then, and then that's where my story started in the BPO industry. And now I have been
I'm
in
so
the
happy for both of you.
industry for for more than 9 years now, and currently working as an officer for VXI.
And that's why I'm so proud of this industry because it really offers great opportunities for everybody out there, no matter where you start. I started doing initial interviews in my first contact center. And after that, I became a recruitment specialist. And after that, I became a trainer. So, really, there's really a big array of opportunities for each and every individual who plans to join the call center industry. Now, so far, we've talked about what BPO stands for. We've also talked about what a BPO worker does or a customer care agent. We've tackled that it supports different kinds of industries like travel and insurance coverages, offering customer support for technology and telehealth services. Some even offer bank services as well. So that was covered for your dream too, MJ, right? Because it's also something that is being done in the BPO industry. But let's talk about VXI Philippines. Now, VXI Philippines, I know, is the most liked BPO company on Facebook. And I've hosted several events for all of you, and I see how happy the individuals are who work for you guys. I see that reflected every time I'm with the company. So let's introduce VXI Philippines to our listeners and viewers today. So MJ, what can you say about VXI Philippines or VXI in general? MJ? Oh, we've lost MJ. Okay. Oh, there he is again. Oh, there you
Hello.
go, MJ.
You're
You might have
back.
missed my question. I didn't even
Mhm.
realize that we lost you. Can you hear me, MJ? You're good?
Yeah, I can actually hear you clearly.
Okay, so MJ, I was just talking about us already discussing the BPO industry and what a customer care agent does or call center agent does. So let's talk about VXI Philippines. I was
Mhm.
saying that it's the most liked BPO company on Facebook. Aside from that, let's introduce VXI to our listeners and viewers. So MJ, can you tell us more about this company and how it
Mhm.
started in the Philippines, maybe?
Okay. All right. So specifically, VXI is a global business process outsourcing or BPO company here in the Philippines. So we specialize in call center and BPO services, multilingual support, software development, quality assurance testing, and infrastructure outsourcing. So the company offers a complete range of customer management contact center and technology
Mm-hmm.
solutions, and our first call center was established in California in the year 1998.
Wow. And I know in the Philippines, it started in 2003, right? Am I correct?
Yes, that's
And
right.
it's been growing and going strong since then. Now, Rexy, VXI Philippines. Who is VXI Philippines exactly?
Yeah. To continue what was MJ saying earlier, 15 years after opening the Los Angeles, California office, we have opened our Philippine headquarters in Buendia, Makati. 18
Hmm.
years since then, we now boast up to 20,000 strong workforce with
Wow.
presence in Quezon City. We have three sites there. That's Panorama, Walter Mart, and Bridgetown. We have a site in
Hmm.
Makati, Mall of Asia, Clark, Pampanga. And of course, we have four sites in Davao. That's Robinson's Delta, Robinson's Lanang, Pelcris Centrale, and of course, we're at Belong in SM Davao, Ecoland Davao. That's it.
So many branches and so much growth in those number of years that it's been in the Philippines, and it will continue to grow despite what's happening right now. Now, we know the current landscape of not only in the Philippines, but also all over the world. And COVID-19 has really affected a lot of industries out there, and the call center industry is no exception. It's disrupted the call center or BPO industry and the overseas corporations that it supports or serves. So, what is it like? I bet a lot of individuals out there are wondering what it's like to work for this industry now that we're experiencing a global pandemic.
Mhm. Okay, so Jamie, let me answer that one. So, right now, BPO workers are touted as the economic frontliners, and operations of BPO companies have been exempt to the temporary closure during the quarantine period. So, one of the main
Mm-hmm.
changes is at the start, the decrease in the number of operational public transportation left many employees unable to report to work, and
Yes.
employers were required to provide shuttle services and transportation support to its employees.
Mm-hmm. And I know that support is really evident. I've seen that even at the onset of this global pandemic, you guys still continue to deliver. Uh, what about you, Rexy? What can you say about what it's like to work in this industry during this global pandemic?
Yes, Jamie, you know what? Despite all of these challenges, VXI still remain focused on its three priorities. And number one
Mm-hmm.
is, of course, our employee health. Our employees' health
Mm-hmm.
is very important. You know, this includes deploying preventive and sanitary measures in
Mm-hmm.
our facilities, social distancing, daily health checkups, and significant education to our global workforce. VXI provided our basic sanitary needs such as face shields, face mask,
Mm-hmm.
and rubbing alcohol. We also adapted to high tech solutions such as sensor based elevators,
Okay.
automatic
Wow.
alcohol dispensers, and among others. Number two of the priorities is our business continuity. So we
Mm-hmm.
have developed business continuity plans to meet each client's individual needs.
Mm-hmm.
During the strictest ECQ, VXI provided temporary staff accommodation, transportation shuttles, free on-site meals, and hazard pay. So VXI
That's so
also
good.
even released prorated 13th month pay.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that for as an assistance to its employees last March of 2020. And
Mm-hmm.
also, the third one is strategic long term support. So, VXI rapidly explored strategies to ensure employees' health and business continuity. So, that includes including robust work at home solutions. So, we have work at home setup right now,
Wow.
and
Okay.
we are still continuing to give that kind of setup to our employees so that everyone is still comfortable working and being productive while working at home.
Yeah, so kudos to VXI Philippines for ensuring that health is number one on its list of priorities. I don't think I've used a sensor based elevator, so I think I'm going to have to visit one of your branches. But amazing. Aside from that, of course, the basic necessities to keep yourselves safe at this time. And also, it's important to take note that you have, for some of you, the work from home setup right now. So the global pandemic shouldn't stop you from still providing for yourself and your family, especially if you work for a company like VXI
True.
Philippines. And with that said, I'd like to know what makes VXI stand out. You know, we said that VXI is the most liked company on Facebook. It's so well loved. Its employees stay on for 5 to 8 years here. What makes it stand out above the competition? Because we know there are a lot of other contact centers out there. So MJ, for
Mhm.
you, what makes it stand out?
Okay, so Jamie, for me, VXI stands out for me because it actually is making sure that we expand the reach and do the things with excellence. So VXI is actually known for its passion for people project, not only
Mm-hmm.
for our coworkers but also for our respective families and the communities where we live in, and that
Mm-hmm.
I think makes VXI one of the the best companies out there. In fact, we have received actually a lot of awards from the international or the ICT awards
Really?
of the Philippines.
Really, I'd like to know what these awards are. What are the awards that VXI Philippines has received?
Yeah, I can
Rexy?
take that. Mhm. So
Hmm.
last 2017, we were awarded as Best Contact Center and BPO Company of the Year. We
Wow.
also got the same award for 2018. On top of that, we also got Best Employer of the Year, plus Most Innovative Company of the Year. For the year 2019, we got Best Company of the Year award. And for
Hmm.
2020, we got Stevie's Award, Best Company of the Year. So we owe all of these to our employees, of course, our greatest achievement.
That's so impressive. And I'm
Mhm.
just mightily impressed by what VXI Philippines stands for because I must be honest, I also, during my first event for you guys when I hosted, I researched for VXI's tagline, and that is the first thing that popped up online: passion for people. And you see that when you have individuals who stay on for a long time and pursue careers and also who are happy in the company. And that's very evident. And these awards are also reflective of how great this company really is. So thank you for sharing that, Rexine. You're right. the success of the company is truly owed to its greatest asset, its employees. And two of them are with me during this episode sharing their experiences. MJ, would you like to add anything
Yeah, I
else?
just would like to add on, Jamie, that our workplace culture is simply employee centric. So we are actually fueled by our, passion for people, philosophy to always take amazing care of our employees, not only professionally but also personally. We treat
Mm,
each other like members of a close knit family. We provide employee programs to support our employees' careers, path, and trajectory, health as well as health, wellness,
mhm.
financial well-being, and we take advantage of every opportunity to give back to our community, to name a few. And that, I
That's so
think, makes
amazing.
VXI stand out from the competition.
That's so amazing, MJ. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad to know that this is something that's being offered in the Philippines. So many of you can take advantage of this, to our listeners and viewers out there who haven't joined the BPO industry yet. These two guests we have on this episode truly show what success can be in this industry, and especially in VXI Philippines, where passion for people is key and essential, and it's what they care about the most. It truly shows that, your employees and everyone in this organization treat each other as family.
That is true. And also, like just like us, anyone who is interested to be part of VXI family, guys, you're all welcome.
I love that. Okay, can I join? Well, I can join as your host. If I go back to the contact center industry, I'll definitely knock on your doors because it sounds like such a happy company to work for, and it offers so much growth within the organization as well. Now, since you invited them, Rexy, you said everyone is welcome. Why don't you invite our followers, Rexy?
Yes, guys, you are all welcome to apply with us. If you have good English communication skills and if you were able to finish at least high school from the old curriculum, or senior high school, we are looking
Mm-hmm.
for customer service representatives, technical support representatives, and sales associates. We also have numerous corporate role opportunities for interested candidates. So, what are you waiting for?
Apply now.
Apply
Okay,
now.
they're on Facebook. You can find them on Facebook. You see their handle on the screen, VXIPH. Make sure to click on those pages so you'll know more about the company. And remember that despite the global pandemic, VXI Philippines continues to offer jobs out there that can help you succeed and still provide for your families and still take care of your health, more importantly. So it's a great opportunity to take advantage of, like MJ and Rexy shared earlier. Now, MJ, you're part of talent acquisition. So do you have anything to add to what Rexy just shared with all of
Mhm.
us?
Okay, so thank you, Jamie. So everyone, we are encouraging you guys to apply at our social media pages and take our virtual assessment. You may also
Mm-hmm.
walk in at our recruitment hubs. So the ones that we have here in Luzon are open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., while our Davao sites are open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all that you guys do and for sharing your experiences, especially in terms of your career in VXI Philippines and also in the contact center industry in general. Now, I know that I mentioned the handles on Facebook, but let's dive into that so they know where to go if they have any questions about these career opportunities. Rexy, where can they get in touch with VXI Philippines once again?
Yes, for further inquiries, you can search for VXIPH. Just key in VXIPH to your Instagram, Facebook, or even your TikTok. We have updates and we are giving you updates on how you can apply to our open door company.
Thank you so much, Rexy. Before I let both of you go, I just want to ask for your last few words for our viewers and listeners right now. What would you like to share with them as a source of inspiration if they're thinking about joining the call center industry? For both of you, it's been years. I can see you're both happy. I can see you're both thriving, even in the midst of this pandemic. And I know your career is yet it's just going to continue soaring. It's far from the end, so you guys will continue to be successful. So what source of inspiration can you share with our listeners and viewers right now? Any tips? Let's start with MJ first.
Mhm. Okay, so Jamie, for I think one of the tips that I would like to give our viewers or our listeners right now is to, just don't be afraid to try. I know, some of the people or most of the people or the fresh graduates are really, afraid of trying out in the BPO industry because they might think that their communication skills might not fit to what the company is looking for. For me, just
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid to just try and try until you succeed, cliche as it may sound, but
Exactly.
that's really no harm. There's actually really no harm in trying. So like us, this like what I've shared earlier, Jamie, this is actually not what I actually dreamt of before. This
Mm-hmm.
is actually, just me trying my luck to just land a job way back 2012 when I was looking for, a company to work with. And this is actually not what I really want. But, as time goes by, you would really, find the love. And if you really have that passion to, to drive you to go to work. And of course, we have our families at the back of us. They are actually just supporting us. And we would like to also support them. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
one of, the tips that I could give our listeners and our viewers now.
So don't be afraid. Thank you for that, MJ. And you know what you mentioned, wherein you said you have the support of your family as well. And what I'd like to really share with everyone listening right now or watching is these contact centers also support your loved ones. It's so evident in its vision and mission that your family members are also well loved by the company. And I see that in
Mhm.
your family events, family days, and all the other events that you have throughout the year. So thank you once again, MJ. Don't be afraid, just go for it. If you think you don't have the skills, trust me, there's training that goes into your career once you start in the BPO industry, so anyone can do it with just determination. MJ, thank you for that. Rexy, what
Mhm.
about you? What's your tip for all our listeners and viewers before we wrap up our episode today?
Yeah, so especially to our young individuals, you know what? I started when I was 18 in the industry. I
Mm-hmm.
did not even finish my college degree because my main purpose was to be independent and to help my family. And fast forward, I was able to step up on the career path of growth. That only means that this is an industry that is open to everyone who is willing to, you know, to reach their dreams, and you don't have to be afraid to enter to this kind of bigger step, because your dream will basically be there if you will start it from entering this industry. I still remember when people say that I cannot do much,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to prove to them that I can do a lot of things because of this industry. And yeah, just believe that you can, and you'll be able to achieve what you wanted. That's it.
Started at 18, now you're an operations manager. Bravo, Rexy. Thank you for sharing your
Thank
journey
you.
and your tips. Again, don't be afraid, according to MJ, and believe in yourself, according to Rexy. That sums up, our dear viewers, our first episode of VXI Conversations. I hope you got a wealth of information about what the BPO industry stands for, what BPO workers do, and also a glimpse of the journey or the career path you can follow or have, thanks to Rexy and MJ sharing theirs with all of us during this episode. Now, remember, this is but the first of many episodes where we will aim to offer a wealth of information about the BPO industry and the contact center industry. Specifically, in the next episode, we'll be talking about some of the common misconceptions about the BPO industry. Now, I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below, and let us know what topics you would like for VXI to cover on the succeeding episodes of our series. Once again, this is Jamie saying goodbye. Please take care and stay safe, and see you next time on VXI Conversations.